Hi guys, and welcome to this fourth part of a shooter game series. If you haven't checked out the first three parts yet, go watch them, they're necessary to continue our project. In this tutorial we will code the enemies as well as the damage that the player is taking. I would be very happy if you could leave a like or subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any videos. It's just a click for you and would be so important to me. Now let me show you what has been added in this video. So the first thing you want to do is to go to your backdrops and create a new variable, call it wave with a question mark. And that's going to be yes or no, so a Boolean variable. Then you want to take when I receive game. Then you want to set money to 50. That doesn't have anything to do with the viruses, but I just want to set the money to a certain amount of money so that whenever you start you can then already purchase some things in the shop. So we set the money to 50. Then we want to set our new variable wave to no, so that the player, whenever they start the game, has some time to buy some upgrades before the wave starts. And then we have if the wave becomes yes, which is going to happen through clicking at a button or on a button. So if wave equals yes, then wait difficulty times 15 seconds. I'm going to explain that in a second. Like this, and then you take the variable difficulty times 15, and then you want to set wave to no. So what this is doing is that whenever the wave is yes, if the difficulty is on easy, this will mean the difficulty is on 1. So for example, if I set difficulty to hard and I start, then difficulty is going to be 3. And then 3 times 15 is going to make the wave last 45 seconds. And if I only put the difficulty on easy, then that's only going to be 1. And therefore the wave is only going to last for 15 seconds. So that's going to be 3 times easier. I have 3 different types of viruses. The virus 1, virus 2, and virus 3. The virus 1 only has 1 costume, and it's going to be the weakest one, but also the fastest one. Then virus 2 has 2 costumes, and this one has 2 lives. So this is when it has both lives. It will have this costume, and whenever you shoot it once, it will lose 1 life, and then it will change to this costume. So you can see it's a bit weaker. And then for the third virus, it's got 3 lives, and at the beginning it has this costume. Once you shoot it, it has this costume, and when you shoot it again, it gets this costume. Now the next part is very important, so make sure that you follow the steps very carefully. So you want to create a variable for this sprite only. It's important to have it for this sprite only because then it will apply for every single clone individually. So if you had a variable for all sprites, then for all the clones it will be the same, and if one clone changes the value of that variable, it would change for all the viruses. And if you have it for this sprite only, then every single clone has its own variable, and if it changes that variable, then the other viruses variables won't be affected by that. So you call it virus ID, and oh, it already exists. Okay, yeah, that's because I already made that. So let's just pretend that this doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. Okay. Now for this sprite only, virus ID. Okay. And it's for this sprite only. And then you make another one for this sprite only, which is going to be virus lives. And this one is easier to understand why it's important that every single clone has its own value for this, because imagine you have 3 clones and then one of them gets shot, then the value of the other 2 would also change by 1, and this doesn't make any sense. The variable virus ID is going to help us differentiate between the actual sprite and the clones. So the real sprite is going to have virus ID 0, and the clones are going to have virus ID 1. And the reason why we need this is because when we want the clones when we want a virus to clone itself, we have to make sure that only the real virus creates clones, and not that the clones create clones too, because otherwise the viruses would multiply themselves, and we'll always get more. Okay, now we can get to the coding. So when I receive home screen, that's here, then we will hide, then stop other scripts in the sprite, and then stop the script as always. Here, like that. And then when flag is clicked, hide, and then forever, hide, and forever, set clone ID, virus ID, sorry, set virus ID to 0, and then we will have when I start as a clone, forever, then set virus ID to 1. So this will be the same for every virus sprite, so you can just duplicate those blocks in there and then create new variables, also virus ID for the sprite only for the second virus and for the third virus, but for now I'm just going to finish the code for the first virus. So when the virus receives game, right here, when I receive game, then wait 1 second, and then forever, if shop open equals no. Let's have this in a if else statement. So if shop open equals no, then if shop open, I need the variable here, then if virus ID equals 0 and, so let's have an and 2 equals, I think. Yeah. If virus ID equals 0, so in this case, if it's the real virus sprite, and if wave equals no, then go to axPickRandom. So let's go to axPickRandom -240 to 240. And then y180, then create clone of myself, then wait difficulty, again we're going to have the difficulty changing here some stuff, so wait, and then have it times difficulty times -1, plus pick random 4 to 5. And this time the reason why we had -1 is because we want, the harder the difficulty is, the less they should wait. And so therefore, if the difficulty, for example, is on hard, then it's going to be -3 plus, for example, 4, and then in hard mode it will only wait 1 second or 2 seconds until it spawns a new virus. And if it's on medium mode, then it will spawn a virus every 2 to 3 seconds, and if it's on easy mode, every 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, yeah. Okay, so actually we don't need this if else, so let's just put that in here. Sorry, put that there, and put that here. Okay. And then when I start as a clone, another one, then you want to set lives virus to 1, virus lives to 1, then show, then forever, and then if, and this can be an if else this time, if shop open equals yes, right here, if shop open equals yes, then hide, and else show, and if touching player, then we will also make sure that if the virus is touching the player, the virus will get damaged too. So we will have, in case that the player has regeneration on, we will set regeneration to 0. Where's that? Here. Set regeneration to no. And then change lives player by -1. Here. And then change lives virus by -1. Or virus lives. Then take a switch costume 2 and put it outside of the if touching player, but still inside of the else statement. Switch costume to virus lives. And obviously for the first virus it won't change anything because it just has one costume, but we will be able to use the same code for the 2 other viruses, which will have 2 and 3 costumes. Then we want that the virus always points towards the player. So take a point towards and then change that to player. And then move. And then take difficulty steps. And again, if the difficulty is 1, it's an easy, so it will only be 1/3 as fast as it would if it were on hard, because then it would be free. Okay, and then if touching bullet, so if the virus is being shot, if that's right. If touching bullet, then set brightness effect to 20. This is just to make it look a bit brighter. Set brightness effect to 20, and then change lives virus by item 1 of shop items. So change virus lives by, and then we have here item 1 of shop items. And what this is doing is that whenever it's being shot, it's just checking has the gun been upgraded, and if it has the more damage upgrade, then it will get more damage, obviously. And then we will broadcast delete bullet here. A new message, delete bullet. Okay, so what this is doing, the broadcast delete bullet, is that when the bullet sprite receives delete bullet, then it will delete this clone, so that the bullet doesn't go through all of the screen and kill like 3 viruses at once, because once the bullet touched 1 virus, it should already stop. And then you want to take wait 0.005 seconds, something that we don't realize, so that it's like no time, but for the program it lets the bullet delete itself before the rest of the code comes, and that is set brightness effect to 0. I mean, that's pretty much useless because we're going to delete the clone again, so we can leave that out. And then if lives virus are smaller than 1, so if the virus should be dead, then we will delete this clone. Okay. Here. And then we can, all of those 5 blocks, codes, we can put them to the 2 other viruses, and the actually I just checked it before, the variables are they're going to be new variables created for that sprite. For example, if you have for this sprite only variable, and then you put it in another sprite, then it will create another for this sprite only variable with the same name but only for the other sprite. Okay, now let's see the next one. Okay, so we first have to change this one thing. At the beginning, for the second virus, set virus lives to 2, and for the third virus, set virus lives to 3. Okay. There's a small mistake here. You have to set wave to yes and not no. So inside of this if statement, put in yes instead of no. But before I show you all the additional features, I want to change something to our game. As you see, before a virus spawns, it has a pick random 4 to 5 seconds. You want to change that for every virus so that it's different. So the first virus, we can leave it 4 to 5 seconds. For this one, we will have 5 to 6 seconds. And for this one, 6 to 7 seconds. And now let's test it again. So we will set wave to yes. But if we try it, we set wave to yes, then all the viruses come, you can shoot at them and they lose health. And then they disappear once they have no more health and they all attack you. But up to now, as you see here on the variable player lives, if we lose lives, then it just continues going. And also, we wanted that whenever the viruses touch the player, the viruses also get damaged, so we're going to change that too. The reason why our viruses don't die when we touch them is that we have this block here, a virus life smaller one, inside of the bullet block. So move that one out of the hierarchy, and then it should work. As you see now, we lose one life when we touch one, or I first have to set wave to yes, but the virus also dies. For the player, add an if statement, and then have lives, and then have a smaller block, and then we're going to have if the lives are smaller than 1, so if they're 0 or less, then we will just broadcast a new message. Let me find that here. Then broadcast game over. Now go to the backdrops and then take when I received game, set player lives to 5. Just to make it easier for now, we're going to create a message called broadcast you win, but we're not going to use it. It's just that whenever we beat the final boss, then we will broadcast you win, but we don't have the bosses yet, so I'm just creating the message because we have just created the you lost message, and that's just to keep it clean. Also, make sure to have first the wait that set time and then create clone of myself for the virus spawning. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. If you came this far of watching, I'm very thankful. Please consider liking this video as it would be suggested to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Anyways, see you in the next video.